Today, I want to talk about the reasons why you shouldn't watch horror movies. Let me share with you how watching scary movies can actually give Satan a foothold in your life and worst, influence your thinking. So, if you want to know the truth about horror movies, stick around until the end of this presentation and discover the will of God in your life. Hi, I'm Joshua Infantado of Becoming Christians Academy, and today I want to talk about the reasons why you should stop watching horror movies. A lot of people today believe that horror movies are nothing but harmless entertainment. But is this true? If you read the Bible, what does it say about the subject? Would God be pleased when we watch Satan-inspired or demonic movies? As Christians, we are bombarded with gruesome, grotesque, and violent horror movies. We are being desensitized to accept something that we should consider unacceptable. That's why I want to share with you 7 reasons why you should watch horror movies. Reason number 1. Horror movies glorify Satan. There's no denying that horror movie producers compete with each other. They try their best to outdo each other's work. They want to make their movie as scary, violent, and gruesome as possible. That's why we see horror movies feature a significant amount of carnage, mayhem, screaming, and bloodshed. The bloodier, the better. As we watch horror movies, we can't deny the fact that it glorifies all things that belong to Satan. Violence, death, and suffering. Satan inspired the minds of these movie producers and directors to create films as violent and scary as possible. They ardently aim to be the most terrifying movie of the year or even of all time. All horror movies share the same theme. They all dwell on the dark side. The Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians 10 verse 20 to 21, I do not want you to have fellowship with demons. You cannot drink the cup of the master and the cup of demons. You cannot partake of the master's table and of the table of demons. If we want to overcome Satan, then watching movies will not help us achieve our goals. This leads us to the next point. Reason number 2, watching horror movies gives Satan a foothold in our life. We read in Ephesians 4, verses 26 to 27, Be angry and not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your wrath, nor give place to the devil. Have you ever experienced after watching horror movies, you find it hard to sleep? Ever experienced how things that you weren't scared of before are now terrifying? Did you ever notice how the gory and grotesque images of horror movies stick in your mind? Well, that's one way for you to give place to the devil. It is worth noting that horror movies inspire negative emotions in us. As we watch horror movies, we are entertaining the thoughts and ideas of Satan. And it gives Satan a foothold in our lives. You see, Satan is crafty. He will take advantage even the smallest weakness that we have. If we are negligent of the small sins in our lives, these sins would then eventually grow bigger and bigger until it brings out deadlier consequences. Reason number 3. Watching horror movies supports the work of Satan. Could something as simple as watching horror movies support the work of Satan? The answer is yes. How? As you watch that last full show of the scariest and latest horror movies, in a sense, you are supporting Satan's inspired ideas. The ticket you bought and the money you gave will go to the producers of the horror movies. In turn, the money you gave them will only enable them to further create other films that do not just glorify Satan, but also destroy our God-given minds. Reason number 4. Watching horror movies fill our mind with negative and ungodly images. We read in Philippians 4 verse 8, Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Now, think about this. Are horror movies true, honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable, excellent, or worthy of praise? If we are to be honest, the answer is a resounding no. The truth is, 80 to 90% of the things that enter our minds through our eyes will be retained, and they will be our brain for an extended period of time. If we are to fill our minds with the mind of God, then horror movies should never be there in the first place. We need to remember what King David wrote in Psalms 101 verse 3 to 4. I will not set before my eyes anything that is worthless. I hate the work of those who fall away. It shall not cling to me. A perverse heart shall be far from me. I will know nothing of evil. So don't set anything worthless before your eyes. Worthless things will not only make you unproductive, but also callous to the ways of Satan. Reason number 5. Horror movies often feature sexual immorality. In addition to the diabolical and satanic scenes we find in horror movies, we also see nudity and sexual immorality. That's how most movie producers attract viewers. Sex sells, and it makes their films more attractive to most people. As Christians, we are called to abstain from sexual immorality. We read in Ephesians 5 verse 3, but among you there must not even be a hint of sexual immorality, or of any kind of impurity, or of greed, because these are improper for God's holy people. We are not just to walk away from sexual temptations, but we are commanded to flee. If you want to stay away from movies that may trigger your struggle with sexual temptations, then it is a must that you avoid scary films. Reason number 6. We are a light of the world. Every Christian must be a light of the world. Yahshua, or Jesus Christ, told us, "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." Horror movies depict darkness. Are we to be partakers of darkness? As we grow closer to God, we must also get farther to anything that has something to do with the dark side. God abhors Satan and the darkness he cast into this world. Thus, we must take an extra effort to overcome the influence of Satan, and that includes horror movies. Can we confidently say that we are becoming a light of the world when we watch or even encourage other people to watch horror movies? As we watch horror movies with other people, are we glorifying God or glorifying Satan? I hope you honestly answer these questions. Reason number 7, watching horror movies is a waste of our time. While it is true that horror movies can be entertaining, it does not accomplish anything. Of course, I'm not saying that enjoying life and having fun is bad. That's not my point. My point here is that horror movies do not provide healthy means of entertainment. They just mess up with our emotions, thinking, and even our health. At the end of the movie, we don't feel edified and encouraged. We must be wise with how we spend our God-given precious time. We must be responsible stewards of the limited time that we have. Instead of watching horror movies, we can have fun and at the same time obtain more benefits that improve our overall life. We read in Ephesians 5 verse 16, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil." We might have already wasted so much time. Instead of continuing down this path, let us choose to redeem our time and stop wasting it. Our time on earth is limited. Once it's gone forever. You can never bring it back. Thus, we must strive to spend our time in such a way that it brings us closer to God. With that being said, I hope that this presentation has given you compelling reasons to stop watching horror movies. If watching horror movies does not bother your conscience anymore, then you need to go before God and ask for His help. Watching horror movies is and will never be acceptable for Christians. We might try to rationalize and justify our wrong choice of entertainment, but it will never change the fact that horror movies do have negative effects on us, both physically and spiritually. So, the next time you feel like you want to watch a horror movie, I hope you change your mind. Don't be partakers of the works of darkness. We're better off keeping our mind pure and clean, rather than destroying it with horror movies. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I aim to upload new videos every week. So, if you are new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you'll be the first one to know when the new videos are uploaded. Most importantly, I want to help you further in your Christian walk by giving you a free copy of my book, The 7 Powerful Habits of Highly Effective Christians. You'll find the request link in the description section below. That's it for me. I'm Joshua Infantado, Becoming Christians, praying that the Most High God, our Abba Yahweh, will lead us to all truths. See you in the next video.